While there is no shortage of use cases for AI in the commercial real estate space, we have found that AI is perfect for addressing some of the challenges in turning your CRM tool into an asset for your brokerage instead of an unwanted and expensive Rolodex. Many of those challenges center around getting data into the system in a timely and accurate fashion. Conversely, getting meaningful data out of the CRM system presents its own set of challenges. With the incorporation of AI into CRM, many of these friction points between the user and the CRM application are alleviated. Let's take a look at a day in the life of a broker using an AI-enabled CRM system. We've launched our agent here on the right-hand side, and using natural language, I'm able to instruct this agent to do things on my behalf, like, for instance, entering in data. We can type the request in, or we can simply use voice-to-text transcription services to speed up the process. Let's see how that might work. I just got off a call with Dan Wilson with Wilson & Associates regarding the potential purchase of a Class A office building in Dallas, Texas. During the call, Dave mentioned an existing property in his portfolio at 4610 Elm Street in Dallas, Texas. Dave's email address is dwilson@wilsonassociates.com, and his phone number is 214-567-4645. Please create a contact and company record, as well as a property record, making sure to associate Dave and his company as the owner of that property. Instead of having to go in there and take the time to figure out where to create a company and where to create a contact and associate those two, and moreover, where to go in and create a company record, we can see that all that's been done for us in a matter of seconds, including the property record here and its association with Wilson & Associates and Dan as the owner. Let's continue the example. Schedule a follow-up task to reach out to Dave to update him on the research on potential target properties 2 weeks from today. In addition to creating company and contact records and also property records, we're able to do all other things like just the daily grind of task tracking and making sure we're handling our follow-ups. Please provide me a list of office properties in Dallas, Texas, with total building area between 20,000 and 50,000 square feet as potential targets for this outreach on behalf of Dave. You can see the list of those properties. And again, at this juncture, we're really focusing on just those properties that are contained inside of our CRM system. Let's interact with Dave via email. Draft an email to Dave Wilson listing details about the first 3 properties in this list, letting him know of these as potential target properties and that I'm reaching out to these owners to gauge interest. Again, taking the friction out of the equation here and contextually being able to reference the properties that we pulled from the CRM system and then embed those into an email. So this is just an example of more of an investment sales work stream. Let's maybe switch our gears to tenant rep. I just ended a meeting with a potential tenant in the market, Tim Abbott with Abbott Consulting. He's interested in spaces ranging from 15,000 to 18,000 square feet of Class A office space in Dallas, Texas. He has an existing lease with an expiration date of July 25th, 2026. Tim's email address is tim@abbottconsulting.com, and his phone number is 972-349-4538. Please add a company and contact record for Tim. So now we've got the company and contact record. We see the phone number and the email address and the fact that he's associated to Abbott Consulting, all of which is a quick click away. So we can see that here. Sure enough, we've got the contact for Tim Abbott. Let's take this a bit further. Please create a lease preference for Tim using the details I've provided above. This allows us to capture things like his requirements around his current lease, what type of property, class of property, and we can see all that now documented for us. Provide me a list of properties in Dallas, Texas with availabilities that fit the requirements that Tim just shared with me. Now the system is leveraging this lease preference that was created, and it's bouncing it up against the availabilities in the database again that are related to properties that fit this requirement. And sure enough, here we see a handful of those properties, 3 of them to be exact. And now we want to, as we've benefited from this, share this information with Tim. Create a new tenant rep deal for Tim Abbott with a gross deal value of $1.8 million and add the first 3 properties in this result set as listed as prospective properties against that deal. So now we've elevated this relationship from just conversations and tracking at a company and contact level to adding a deal in our pipeline for Tim and this tenant rep assignment. We click on the tenant rep deal, we can see that, and we see the prospective properties added in tow. Let's finish this example out with the creation of a quick email to Tim. Draft an email to Tim Abbott, including these first 3 properties in the body of the email, with details about each as preliminary targets for consideration in his move to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We've seen on a couple occasions here the drafting of emails from the CRM system, but on the topic of emails, let's talk about another direction. Email communications with clients, partners, brokers, and others contain great information about properties, lease and sale comps, and other requirement-oriented details that would be ideal to exist inside of your CRM system. The problem is, it does take that time to take an email and transform it into this CRM system. Let's see how all that changes using AI to transform those emails into records in seconds. Here we've got a quick email exchange, a thread, if you will, between a broker and a prospective tenant. The broker outlines the requirements that he'd captured, and in return, the prospective tenant has even confirmed that, refined it a little bit, and even suggested some properties that he's seen in his research that might be interesting. With a quick forward of this email to the CRM system, using AI, we're able to transform that email into a summarized set of details. But more importantly, over here on the right-hand side, it picks up on the companies, the contacts, and even the properties that are referenced, and even evaluates tasks that might be appropriate for me to follow up on and suggest those as things that could be added to my calendar. And in addition, preferences. Simply just providing this in a quick format that I could quickly save as records to the system, or could even augment, edit, and update before doing so. Let's talk about one other example of artificial intelligence coming to the rescue here, and that's around documents. Using an AI-enabled document abstraction tool that's integrated with my CRM system, I'm able to quickly transform those documents into CRM records and data in a matter of minutes. Let's take a look. Here we fed a simplistic commercial lease agreement into the system. We see the various data here in the document, and with AI, I've now transformed that document into a series of data fields that then can be consumed into our CRM system. With simply clicking on the export button, hitting the export data to Salesforce, we now can see how what once was just simply text in a document is now a record inside of our CRM system. Here's the tenant, Nicholas Partners. Here's the corresponding lease that was derived from that document, the property that it's related to, who are the parties, the tenant, of course, but also the owner, and the commencement expiration date, along with the lease rate and average rent, etc. And these are just examples of what we see as a vision on leveraging artificial intelligence in the commercial real estate context. Please stay tuned for other advances as they're coming fast. We look forward to touching base with you again. Talk soon.